Picture this. Someone scrolling at 2 a.m., heart racing, telling themselves, just one more time. But it's never just one more, or maybe it's the guy who can't stop chasing the next conquest, even when his life's falling apart. What if I told you sex addiction isn't one single thing? It's a spectrum with distinct types, each hijacking the brain in its own sneaky way. And the ancient Stoics? They had the antidote 2,000 years ago, mastering your desires before they master you. If you've ever wondered, am I or someone I know actually addicted, or why does this keep happening? Buckle up. This is Types of Sex Addicts, a raw, no BS breakdown blending modern psychology, brain science, and Stoic philosophy. Stick around the full 30 minutes because by the end, you'll see the patterns, and more importantly, the path out. Let's go. Welcome back to Deep Psychology, where we mix timeless Stoic wisdom with real-world science to build unbreakable minds. If you're new, smash subscribe and hit the bell. We drop deep dives like this every week. All right, no fluff. Let's break it down. First, let's get clear. Sex addiction, or compulsive sexual behavior disorder, as the WHO calls it now, isn't liking sex too much. It's when sexual urges, fantasies, or behaviors take over. Despite wrecked relationships, jobs, health, or self-respect, you lose control, chase the high, crash hard, repeat. Brain-wise, it's dopamine overload in the reward system. Nucleus accumbens, just like drugs or gambling. Prefrontal cortex, your executive function, gets quiet. Impulses win. Over time, tolerance builds. You need more intensity for the same rush. Patrick Carnes surveyed hundreds of people and grouped behaviors into these 10 addictive patterns. Think of them as flavors of the same compulsion. Fantasy sex lives mostly in the head. Endless porn, elaborate daydreams, masturbation to perfect scenarios. Reality never measures up. Brain hack, dopamine from anticipation, not action. Stoic fix, Marcus Aurelius. Confine yourself to the present. Stop feeding imaginary futures. Seductive role sex, the conquest artist. Flirting, charm, seduction is the drug. Once they win, interest vanishes. It's power and validation, not intimacy. Common in serial daters or affair chasers. Anonymous sex, strangers only, hookups, bathhouses, glory holes. One-night stands with no names. Zero emotional risk. Pure sensation chase. Paying for sex, trading sex. Prostitutes, escorts, sugar arrangements, or bartering sex for favors. Chas power. Control through transaction. Feels safe because it's paid. No rejection possible. Voyeuristic sex. Watching is the thrill. Peeping, hidden cams, strip clubs from afar. Visual dopamine spike without participation risk. Exhibitionist sex. Being seen. Flashing, public sex, sending nudes. The rush is the shock reaction from others. Intrusive sex. Boundary crossing. Unwanted touching. Obscene calls. Frotteurism. Rubbing in crowds. Perverts normal foreplay into violation, fantasy role, fetishistic sex. Specific objects, scenarios, or roles dominate, e.g. washi, BDSM extremes, cross-dressing compulsively. The ritual becomes the addiction. Exploitative, predatory sex, grooming, manipulation for sex. Uses romance as bait, discards after. Multiple, compounding addictions, layers on top. Porn, plus affairs, plus paid sex. Escalates when one stops working. Wild, right? Most people mix 2 to 3. The key? All distort normal courtship, flirt, connect, build intimacy into shortcuts for dopamine. Weiss, a recovery specialist, groups them by root cause. Super helpful for understanding why me. Biological sex addict, brain wired for high arousal. Heavy porn, masturbation from young age hijacks reward pathways, feels like pure chemical dependency. Treatable with behavior change and brain retraining. Psychological, abuse neglect addict, most common, past trauma, abandonment, stress. Sex numbs the pain. Coping mechanism gone wrong. Trauma-based addict reenacts childhood sexual abuse. Affairs with older partners, power dynamics mirroring the past. The brain repeats to master the trauma, but it just deepens the wound. Spiritual sex addict searching for transcendence in sex. Feels like connecting souls, but it's empty highs. Puts the spiritual hole in the wrong place. Intimacy anorexic. Withholds real closeness from partners. Criticism, silence, busyness, withholding sex at home, while acting out elsewhere. Control through emotional distance. often paired with flat recovery, sober but relationships die. Mood disorder addicts, sex regulates anxiety, depression, bipolar swings, manic phases, pshucks, hypersexual binges. Sex is self-medication. These aren't rigid boxes, people blend types, but spotting yours, game changer. Stoics didn't know dopamine, but they knew passions enslave. Epictetus, no man is free who is not master of himself. Here's how Stoicism crushes each type. Fantasy, biological, voluntary discomfort, cut easy highs. Practice temperance, journal urges like Marcus. This is just a thought, I'm not my thoughts. Seductive, anonymous, exploitative, dichotomy of control. You control your actions, not others' reactions. Seek virtue over conquest. Trauma, psychological, premeditatio malorum. Visualize consequences before acting. Reframe pain. This urge is old programming. I'm rewriting it. Intimacy, anorexic, spiritual, amor fati, love your fate, build real connections. Gratitude shifts focus from lack to what's here. Daily Stoic Toolkit. Morning reflection. Today I'll choose virtue over impulse. Evening review. Where did lust win? How tomorrow? View from above. This craving is tiny in the cosmos. Modern bonus. Therapy, CSAT, certified, 12-step groups, SAA, SLAA, dopamine resets, recoveries possible, brains rewire. So, types of sex addicts, fantasy chasers, conquest kings, trauma reenactors, intimacy avoiders, and more, all chasing dopamine fixes while losing control. But awareness is power. Stoicism reminds us, you're not your urges, you're the one who can choose. If this hit close to home, you're not alone. And you're not broken. Recovery starts with honesty. Drop a like if this opened your eyes. It helps spread real talk. Subscribe for more Stoic plus science breakdowns on mastering the mind. Comment. Which type resonates most, or what's one step you're taking? Let's build stronger communities. Thanks for watching all the way. You're already practicing discipline. Stay rational. Stay in control. Stay stoic. See you next time. Peace.